Hello, everybody. What's going on? Kenny Newsy here with our penultimate video on the Odd Shopper YouTube channel. Thanks for being along for the ride with me. It's been a pleasure. We have the women's final on Saturday night it's Saturday night in Australia. It's really Saturday morning, very early in the morning here in the States. Looking forward to it. And to set it up, I think probably one of the better finals we could have asked for. We could have certainly wanted to see an American here. Could have seen Jess Pegula easily, or Coco Gauff. Danielle Collins fell victim to one of the two finalists here in Elena Rybakina in a tight 3-set match. There were plenty of exciting players. Number one in the world, Iga Swiatek, not here in the final because she was eliminated, but by one of the finalists. Nonetheless, it's going to be a pretty good match. We have on one side a ball basher and on the other side a ball basher. Both of these women hit the ball incredibly hard. Both of them can pack a punch on the serve. The deciding factor here is going to be who can serve better, but who can handle the conditions better as we get into this head-to-head. One thing to keep in mind, this match will be played at night in Australia on Rod Laver. Both of these women, particularly Rybakina, have talked about how the conditions are different at night. The ball traveling a little slower, a little harder to get pop, a little harder to make an impact with the ground stroke. So maybe it really becomes who not only can land more first serves, because it's going to still be important, but who can adapt to the surface. And let's go into the head-to-head here, talk about this matchup. Elena Rybakina, 25 in the world, but consensus top 5 player. I mean, if she would have gotten points for Wimbledon, she'd be in the top 5 right now. Whoever wins this match is going to be number 1 in the world. It's a very high stakes match. Very fun match. You look at the head-to-head. It's 3-1 Sabalenka, although Rybakina did get her back at the World Tennis League, which was an exhibition, but also our best look at Rybakina in this head-to-head. I mean, she hasn't played... She had a good Wimbledon. Obviously, she lost to Sabalenka there in 2021, and then obviously a great Wimbledon in 2022, winning. But all these matches have been close, and she is an elite player right now. She is a top 5 player. She was not a top 5 player in 2019, 2020, 2021. And she has one of the best serves on tour, if not the best serve on tour. I think it has been deemed the best serve on tour, Elena Rybakina. Now, one thing I want to point out here, if you look at her last match against Victoria Azarenka, very low first serve percentage. You see here, 48% in the first set. And that number was around 60, and then it dropped significantly towards the end of the set. Perhaps she was a little tight, perhaps trying to figure out the conditions. Set 2, 77%. Now, this is an incredibly crucial number because you see here, she won 80% of her first serves in the first set. She won 71 in the second set. She has one of the best. Again, she probably has the best serve in the world on the WTA tour. So, that's going to be the deciding factor here, and that has nothing to do with the opponent, right? It has nothing to do with Sabalenka. Sabalenka is just going to sit there and watch as she serves. And I think the interesting thing here is in this exhibition, only served at 55%, still managed to win the match quite easily. And, in none of these sets, except for the third, she went over 50%. I'm going to actually pull up the Wimbledon stats here too. You're not going to be able to see them because I have to put them back in this window. But that's going to be my number 1 deciding factor here, is who lands more serves. As we see here at Wimbledon, she served at 56%, was bad, still managed to win a set. And the set was the second set? And they're 64%. So look, she's been serving very well all tournament, and she served very well in the second set there. Easily could have just been nerves. You want to talk about nerves? We got to talk about Aryna Sabalenka, because she deals with nerves worse than anyone. And I also pulled it up here, her last match against Magdalena. You see right here, she got broken. First point of the first game of the match, broken to love. Figures it out late. She had to really battle for this hold here at 30 all. Eventually breaks back, eventually gets to the tiebreak, but it really was difficult for her to navigate a break against one of the weaker servers that she's going to face. Rybakina, best server in the world. I'm not too thrilled with Sabalenka's returning right now. And honestly, if it weren't for Donna Vekic struggling to get any second serves in, I don't know if she would have really negotiated 2 breaks in that match either. She was just kind of handed all the breaks. But what I wanted to talk about was last year, Sabalenka at the U.S. Open, playing in the biggest match of her career. You see it right here at the semifinals. She took the first set and then got cooked by Iga Swiatek. Now, it is Iga Swiatek. She is good. She is number 1 player in the world. She did win the U.S. Open. But, I was at that match, okay? So you can trust me. An incredibly nervous match from Sabalenka. Just making a lot of bad mistakes in that second set. And in the third set as well. I mean, just walking a tightrope the entire match. Really didn't handle nerves well. And last night also in the match that she beat Magda Linette, getting broken right out of the gate, didn't handle the nerves well. She said in her press conference afterwards as well that she kind of alluded to how it was a big stage, how she was a little nervous. And yeah, I mean, I think she comes out here and she does not handle the nerves as well as Rybakina, who has won a Grand Slam before, who has beaten. I mean, look at the players she's beaten: Danielle Collins, Iga Swiatek, Helena Ostapenko, who was playing good tennis, and Victoria Azarenka, who again was playing well. I mean, she competed super hard, but Rybakina was ripping returns off the Azarenka serve, and I think that was the biggest differentiator for me in that match, was the fact that as it went on, as Rybakina came out, she also said in her press conference, and you can learn a lot from watching press conferences. As she said in her press conference, she did not expect a huge difference between playing at night on Rod Laver and playing during the day. She comes out, it's way different. She really struggled to dominate in that first set. And then what happens? She, after the first set, right? She, at the end of the first set too, she starts to really rip the return. She got into a lot of Azarenka service games, and honestly made her mark more on return than she did on serve. I think she's going to handle the nerves better here. I think that she is in better form. She's played much better players. I mean, it's tough. It's not much better players, but it's better players. Her resume is better at this point in the tournament, and I think she will beat Aryna Sabalenka. And before we get to the official pick here, I feel like I'm in the UFC. Like, before we get to our official announcement, because you already know who I'm picking, I do want to point out that we have a great deal with the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you are not a member yet, please take advantage of this. You can bet $5, get $200 instantly. It's really that easy. All the information is below. There's a link to sign up, and it is the best deal we've ever run with the Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older to gamble in most states. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. But it's a fantastic deal. I highly recommend getting in on it. $5, you get $200 instantly in free bets. And you can throw them all on Elena Rybakina, who is plus 115. And that is where I'm going to take her. There may be also some good live bets. If you want to talk about live bets with people, you want to sweat out this match live. You want to see who else has Elena Rybakina at 3:30 in the morning, because who knows? Your wife's not going to be awake. Your girlfriend's not going to be awake. Your friends aren't going to be awake. If you're going to be awake watching this match, you want some people to sweat it out with. Get into our Discord channel. It is free for a week. The information, once again, below. Then $19.95 right after that. You also get access to some of the best data-driven minds in the business. It'll be very beneficial for your wallet, for your well-being, for all your gambling needs. So I recommend doing that. But in conclusion, Elena Rybakina at plus 115. That is my best bet on this match. I think she wins. I think she handles the nerves better. I think that she has played better opponents. The list goes on and on and on here. You can also get her at plus money over on the DraftKings Sportsbook if you want to take advantage of that offer, and then throw the $200 in free bets on Rybakina. Don't hate that. But yeah, until we see each other again one last time for the men's final, I will bid you farewell. I feel pretty good about this pick. We've been rolling a little bit with WTA. And I think we'll end with a win. So looking forward to that men's final between, I hope it's Karen Khachanov and Tommy Paul. By the time you're watching this, I think it'll probably already be set, but that'll be a fun one. We'll check back in for that one when the time comes.